Welcome to our Compassion Works for All videos. And this is one of our Just Us Friends videos for children and young people. Bo and I were sitting here talking about some letters that I read today from people who are in prison. One of the letters talks about a boy who was 8 and whose parents did some very violent things in his house. He ran away, and yet it frightened him very much. And as a result of the things that his parents did, he's been very, very angry. That anger has been building up inside of him, and he hasn't known what to do with it. And whereas he was able to be outdoors and live a pretty happy life until his parents really pretty much destroyed their happy family, he's since had to live with relatives and had no one to talk to. And as a result, he became depressed, and he began to hang around with other kids that were doing things like drugs and being involved in gangs. And a lot of times when people are angry and there's no way to get the anger out, they do things that are rather self-destructive and that try to hide all of these very painful feelings. Drugs and alcohol and running away and being involved in gangs or violence or guns, dropping out of school. All of those things are often indicators that we have feelings that we just can't handle. As a result, all of those wonderful things that we could be doing and enjoying and reaching our full potential, being with friends and playing and just hanging out and relaxing like Bo is doing, are things that are almost too painful to do because the feelings are so difficult. Now, I know that some of you live pretty peaceful lives, but I bet that all of you know somebody who is in trouble or who has feelings that are keeping them from being happy and peaceful and relaxed, or who are doing self-destructive things. If you know somebody who is having trouble, do like Bo and I and just have a conversation and talk, and maybe talk to them and get clearer about what's going on in their life so that maybe you can help them find an adult to talk to. Help them find somebody to give them support and guidance. And maybe if there's enough violence or abuse going on in their life that makes it a dangerous place to live, then maybe talking to a teacher or a principal or a guidance counselor will help them find some safety. Sometimes we have to report people who are doing violent and dangerous things. A number of times, young people that I know are afraid to make that report because they know it means everything in their life might change. Even though there might be disruption of what's going on in your life, in the long run things will be better. The most important thing is getting help and guidance and trusting adults to help you work out the best way to find a solution. If one adult does not seem to be helping, go to somebody else. In the long run, it is far better to have your family disrupted or somebody reported so that you can live your life letting go of negative feelings, letting go of fear and anger and pain, talking it out and relaxing. Many, many young people I know who could not find a solution and who lived in violence began a path of self-destructive behaviors, and they're the ones that ended up in some way ending up in prison or juvenile detention. And this escalated, and many years later they look back and they've spent their whole life in prison, and they don't know how to find a life that will ever be salvaged from those years of pain when they were younger. An answer can be found, but you have to talk it out. You have to find someone to trust. You have to start by exploring with somebody who's responsible and kind what's going on in your family if you're being abused or hurt, so you can find an answer. Sometimes it helps to start with somebody like Bo and talk to them, and then move on to a person who can do something. But as you can see, Bo is pretty tuckered out from our conversation. So if you can find a person that cares about you, go and sit down with them and tell them what's happening. Thank you for being with us today. I hope you'll come back and watch more of our videos. Take care of you.